Hey everyone, Hannah here. So in this month's mini mixed media, this is what you'll receive whenever you open up your kit. We are going to be altering a, it's either 4 or 5 inches by 7 inches. Looks more like maybe 4 by 7, but anyway, it's a wooden panel here. And you can take that off and take that off if you wanted to. But we're going to be altering it. And you'll be receiving a stencil. If you just subscribe to this kit, then you'll be getting this. This is splotches. That's what this stencil is called, is splotches. If you subscribe to the mixed media and the mini mixed media, then your mixed media kit's going to get this stencil, and the mini is going to get this stencil with the flower pattern. And so in your paint colors, what we've got going on, we've got some texture sand, we've got some gesso. We're going to have a lot of fun with our texture sand and gesso. And then we've got some green paint. Most of the color that we are doing is golden moss. That's most of the color that we're doing. When we run out of that, we will be doing the green olive paint. And so those are our colors. Basically a fun green color. And then we've got our embellishment kit here. So let's open it up and take a look. All right, so we've got some flowers here. You'll get some kind of a leafy piece. Then we've got some micro beads. Got some chipboard pieces. We've got some twine that we will be wrapping around our wooden panel here. Then we've also got chipboard and wooden pieces here that we have made here at Dana Girls Designs. So we've got our wooden word, bloom, and we've also got some cute little, you might receive a butterfly or a bumblebee. We have a butterfly, this size bumblebee, and a little tiny bumblebee, so cute. So you'll be receiving one of those pieces along with your word. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I guess we'll go ahead and jump right into the tutorial. Hope you enjoy it. I'm super excited about it, and I've got some ideas rolling around in my head. So let's see if I can, get them to come to life here with this kit. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off, this little plastic hanger piece, and then also the sticker label. And to prep the wooden panel, I'm going to apply some gesso with my palette knife. And I'm doing it with the palette knife because I want to create some places a little bit thicker, some a little bit thinner. And then some places I'm going all the way to the edge, and some places I'm not. It's just kind of part of the design that I'm wanting to go toward. And so I dry that, and now I'm going to apply the texture sand onto it. And the texture sand, you just kind of have to work with it and keep spreading it. It's a little bit different, and it doesn't always want to stick to the area, so you just got to keep working with it. And again, with this, some places are a little thicker, some places are thinner, some places don't have it. What I'm kind of trying to go for is maybe something that looks earthy, like earth. Since it's, springtime, bloom, I'm wanting to, I'm kind of going for that feel. And I'm just going to keep spreading it out. So I let that dry. Now I'm going to apply another layer of gesso over it because I want to cover up most of the color. I want the texture to show forth, but I don't really want the color. So after drying that, now I'm going to come with the paint, and I'm going to paint a little bit, and then I'm going to spritz it a little bit with the water. And I really like that effect. By thinning it with the water, it's really getting into those crevices. It's showing that texture from the layer of the texture sand that we did. So I really like that. To me, it's starting to look like what I want it to. Almost like, if you're looking on Google Maps and you do the, is it the aerial view or the grassy view or terrain, I guess it is. And I really like that look. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And so far it's working, it's looking like it, and I'm really excited about it. So now I'm going to take some twine and I'm just going to wrap it around a couple of times onto one end. I don't want it directly in the center. I want it, closer to the bottom. This is going to end up being the bottom of my project. You could leave it horizontal. You could even make it the top. For me, I'm going to make it the bottom. And I'm going to start gluing down my embellishments. So I can't really decide if I want to cover, to paint the word bloom or not. I'm going to go ahead and just paint it and see. It does give a nice pop leaving it as the wood grain, but I'm going to go ahead and paint it with the green olive paint and just kind of see what happens. If I don't like it, I could come back and just sew the whole thing over again. It would be a white. So that definitely would add some contrast there. Or I could wet down the gesso to kind of tone down the metallic look from the paint. So I think what I'm going to do is tone it down a little bit So I took a little bit of gesso in a lid of the spray bottle and then added some water with it. And that's just going to water down that gesso because I don't want my word bright white. So I'm just going to take it, and then as I'm going with it, I'm also going to dab it with a paper towel. It's going to strip the word of the metallic sheen, show more of that wood grain to come through, and kind of tone down the color as well, because I felt like it was blending in too much with the background. And so, I'm just kind of playing as I go on this. Sometimes when you're working, on your project, you might end up doing what you didn't want to do. I probably should have just left the word as it was. It was wood grain. It was natural. It was a nice contrast. But, this will still work out. I'm just going to have to take a little extra time to work with it and make it work for me in this project. So I have toned down the word. It's more of a matte effect with the wood grain showing through. And it did change the color a little bit, so it's not the exact color of the background. I like it, and it's good for me. So now I'm going to... I added some gesso to the bumblebee because I didn't want it just brown. It looks like a big blob just sitting there. And so I've got it with the, with the gesso there. And to make use of that water and gesso mix, I'm just dipping my paintbrush in it and doing splatters. Of course, your area is going to get a little messy. I cleaned mine up, as you can see. And now I'm going to glue down the micro beads. And this is pretty much it for the project. I do like how it turned out. And with doing those splotches of the gesso, some of it got on the word. It helps make that word pop up so that your eye sees that. I did not end up using the stencil. I felt like I did not need it for this project. Most of the time I use them, sometimes I don't. If the texture paste does what I want it to do, and in this case it did, then the stencil for me is irrelevant and I just don't need it. But I will save it for the next project, and you can do the same too. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to buy this subscription box, we have it available on our website, danagirlsdesigns.com. It is 20% off right now through Tuesday, so go ahead and take advantage of that sale. Thank you so much.